to hop over to Tom Swift, a show that we do love, but and the Chocolate Cowboys, that's the name of the episode, was a lot. There's a lot of emotion in that episode. How did y'all feel about it?
There was, okay, I want to say before I get into the episode that pairing it with Superman and Lois is a lot, because after that episode, my brain was like just all over the place. And then diving into Tom Swift, I was like, hold on, I need like an hour to figure out what just happened on Superman and Lois. So like I feel like there's bits and pieces of Tom Swift that I missed while I was still reeling. But the episode gave me a lot of laughs. I loved when Tom yelled at Lino and he was like, look at me. I was like, that was a perfect line reading. I don't know if you guys remember that moment. But then it got really heavy toward the end, which I wasn't super expecting.
Yeah, I figured it might do that when like the synopsis was basically like Tom becomes his dad. But I didn't expect, I thought it was gonna be, him just getting a little carried away with being the one in charge and being the protector of Lino, his brother. But like that real moment of you are acting just like Barton because Lino doesn't agree with the way that you want to do this. Suddenly he's somehow wrong.
When Lino called him Uncle Barton, I gasped. I was like, oh, 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 okay.
That's the thing about some episodes like this. When you see the promo for it, you're like, oh, this looks like a fun one. But I always love when a series takes a show or takes a concept that could be used for fun and uses it to further the arcs. Like that's probably one of the deepest the story has gone yet. And there was less like lingo and less like jargon, technologically speaking. There was less problems that Barkley could solve, and a lot of this was human stuff, and it worked really, really nicely. And the tension in the Zenzi storyline as well, like again off the back of a very tense Superman and Lois, I totally get what you're saying. That was a lot because the tension in that episode kept building and building nicely towards the end.
It did. And like so you have the heaviness of what's happening with Lino and Tom, and then you have Isaac who's going through PTSD flashbacks while trying to keep Zenzi alive, who thinks that she is bossing her way through this this not date with Eskel.
Yeah, she was all like gaslight, girl boss, gatekeep. And it was like, girl, I don't know.
She was, and I was like, and she's like, and I get that she did not want Isaac, backseat driving. But at the same time, it wasn't a date. And she was treating it partly like that. And once again, I am team Zenzi. Please have better taste in men. Because Eskel is not it, especially him, Mr. Peach Cobbler in, was it Native Son? Yeah. I was like, yeah, the home staple and the Black canon literature. Sir, please try again. Because no, but she was eating it up and I was not.
You saw right through him.
Yes, it's not Native Son. No, I don't believe that that's your favorite book. But it also worked well for her character, though. I think she's a woman who wants to be in love. She wants partnership, and she is willing to give some men just too much of the benefit of the doubt. When Isaac, he's right there. I am team Isaac and Zenzi. Clearly, though, he has a lot of trauma to go through, to unpack before, because I didn't know the girlfriend died at all.
That was when he confided in her in the car at the end. That was a very powerful scene. And I think, was it when he had the primary worries about something happening to her right at the end, and then he had that moment and that attack. I think that's when it dawned on me that this didn't go down like he said. But even with that, the reveal then in the end, just through dialogue, that scene was very powerful.
It was, and now I'm sad on Isaac's behalf. I am happy though he got to talk about it, and talked about it with Zenzi. I think both of them, not that Tom doesn't sort of hide how he's feeling, but I think Zenzi and Isaac push down how they feel probably the most on the show, at least right now. And to have that private moment in the car to really discuss it, even just a little bit for Isaac, that was great.
And these are all really important moments to have, especially in a first season and the first, 4 episodes, to establish these, not just characters, but the relationships that will help set the stage for the the rest of the series. Like we know we're gonna know who these people are, what they went through, and how it got them to this point, and what they learn together with these things that they choose to share with each other, either in confidence or in so many words.
Yeah. And the dynamics are so great too. Like you do get different, I mean, obviously you're going to get different stories when you pair different characters, but what they choose to share with one another and why they choose to do it. I think the writers for this show do a great job of pacing that well. And they also leave a little room to give you a little sneak peek of what's coming next, because Lino and Isaac's conversation on the plane, when he tells him that he's going to help him find his mom, I was like, when is this woman showing up? Because I want to know who she is. I want to know what's going on.
Oh, she'll be here soon. If they mention it, that it's a little foreshadowing. But speaking of what's coming next, did you see, not to just completely switch gears, but the photo of Zenzi from next week's episode?
Nice.
With the bob? I was
The
like,
bob was it.
Always giving us a moment.
It was like, and she's got like, it's for the cotillion. She truly stepped out for the occasion.
Mm-hmm. Ashley is killing this role and embodying everything about Zenzi. Oh, I love it.
I know. And then you can tell she loves it.
Which is why I wish it was paired with Dynasty.
With the most sense, like programmer, CW programmer, what are we doing with the Superman and Lois lead in? How's that?
It's too much for my brain. Like after Superman and Lois, I need to just like sit in silence with my thoughts.
I know. Actually, there wasn't. I forget who the Twitter user was, but they felt the same. They're like, I'm coming off of Superman and Lois, and now hopping into Tom Swift. Still processing, but here we go.
I know they both ask for so much in different ways. Where it's Tom Swift, you have to like suspend your disbelief of his like inventions and the things that he does, and like it's a little bit larger than life. So it's a difficult 1-2 punch sometimes.
It is.
So I'm glad we only have one more week of the pairing.
And then we can just have Tom Swift, who's giving us snappy dialogue, great inventions, and deep emotional moments.
Yeah. What more could you want?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything more they can give us besides, what they've been planning. I'm waiting to see what they've been plotting, and to see where it goes. That's why I'm excited for the cotillion episode.